Welcome back to the channel. All right, let's walk in here and I'm gonna go over some things with y'all. So a lot of stuff has been happening in the past weeks since we blew up our motor on the dyno at TKM. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It explains a lot of what happened. That way you will be up to date. So let's get logged in on the computer here and I'm gonna show y'all what it is like actually working with TKM, having a motor done by TKM. All right, so we're gonna log into our email here. I don't think there's gonna be nothing top secret on here. Update on your job from TKM Performance. This is where they originally emailed me. This was back on, let me see if there's a date, October the 3rd. So this is Monday, October the 3rd, 11:53 a.m. That was actually just literally like within an hour of me dropping it off. So they are crazy fast. So they, just wrote out the basic level of everything real fast, just got it in the system. All right, so right down here at the bottom, you have a link that says, click here to see up-to-date info on your job. So we're gonna click that, okay? So this is my shop assistant. So we will put in our email address and our password. Okay, and then the next screen is all of your jobs. So this was where I had ordered all of my Holley EFI stuff. You could click this and view that whole entire job. This is where they originally, did the sleeves Procharged Coyote when this job was completed. So this is our newest job, which they've labeled it as the Comet Coyote swap. So we're gonna click over here to view this job. And then here is the list of everything with this job. So you can see where, check in, the technician that checked it in, the goals, the payments due within 30 days, customer will lose all possession of engine parts and any deposit after 30 days to be completion, because they've been having a huge problem with that. So you can see Gen 1 Coyote, 1500 horsepower max, or whatever, our Procharger will produce is our goals. We want to basically be able to max out our head unit, on this current motor. How much boost over 25, fuel E85, crank rods, pistons used, upgrading rods, that we're using all of that stuff and we're upgrading our rods, oil system level of completion. They're doing the long block. What issues did we have? And this was before they took it apart. So it was broken secondary chain on the dyno, oil lines were hooked up incorrect. Customer supplied what I supplied, they make note of it all. And then it says what they need to order. I was ordering upgrading rods, so we're going with either aluminum rods or like a boost line rod. I don't know if we're gonna see that in here today or not, but we're gonna come through this. So for the game plan, obviously we're building it, upgrade rods. We are removing the MMR coolant crossover on the passenger cylinder head to make the crank sensor so it can be removed and installed, because right now, as I've showed y'all, it is a complete pain in the butt. They had noted that we're talking about moving the oil pressure sensor to the block of the actual motor or the oil filter adapter. After speaking to them a little bit more, it seems like just the oil filter adapter is going to be where it goes, that there's really no place on the Coyote to put it that they knew of off the top of their head whenever I dropped it off. So we are adding O-rings to the cylinder heads. So this will make it so we're O-ringing the exhaust. The block is already top fuel hooped, which is where they cut the little groove in there. I'm sure a lot of y'all know what top fuel hoops are. It sandwiches the head gaskets in there, a whole lot better. So we're adding O-rings, so we will no longer have to use gasket maker to remove the headers, replacing lash adjusters and rockers on it. You can see right here they noted that on 10/3/22. CNC the O-ring exhaust ports. This is going to be the technician that's doing that. It hasn't been done yet because we ended up finding out some more news. So this is where they inspected the heads and cleaned them. Stock springs and retainers are with the first set of heads, valves on cart. We will use springs from first set of heads. My springs are custom pack springs that I ordered from also L&M race engines. We're going to get into a lot of this here in a few minutes. Number 6, exhaust would not pull vacuum before disassembly. So this is probably going to be on my new head. So we did have to get another set of heads, and I'm sure we'll be going over that here in a second. So it looks like this is the first time I've been in here, which today is the 20th. Wow. So yeah, literally 10/20. So today they just have added, the exhaust would not pull vacuum. And then before disassembly, photos are below. So they took photos of them. I guess we're gonna find them here in a minute. Blast clean the valves have not been done yet. Face the valves has not been done yet. Polished valve stems have not been done yet. Disassemble and inspect the long box. So it looks like Justin has completed that. Oil pump gears show light scarring. Housing looks good. So I'm definitely not replacing oil pump gears over light scarring. Piston and cylinder number 1 have scuffing. Main bearings and thrust have some damage. Rod bearings look really good. Pistons made contact with valves when the chains broke. All intake valves on left head are bent, so we bent all of them on the intake cam. Cam journals are really bad. We'll need billet caps or replace the heads. Consult with the head department. All followers on left intake side are broken. Has black engine stand and lift plate. So this was all has to do with a long block. As you can see, the date on this right here was the 5th. 10/5, whenever they were supposed to consult with the head department. They then called me and we discussed this. To repair these heads that I had, these Gen 1 heads, we were looking at about $1,300. Now I could have upgraded to Gen 2 heads. I don't really want to put that price out there that it gave me because I don't know if that's standard across the board, but I told them that, I can't really, at the moment afford that, and I needed to get back to them and figure out what I was going to do. So let's keep moving down this and then we'll kind of discuss some of these. Check rods for roundness. So you can see literally here's all of the rod measurements. They did everything on the 6th. If this stuff makes sense to you, you can go through it. Shows some of these are out of round by whatever that number is. I'm not an engine builder. I'm not trying to pretend to be an engine builder. I'm just showing y'all the specs and numbers straight from TKM. So you can't make this stuff up or you can't get these facts twisted. So here's when it comes to the pistons. As you can see right here, this is our trouble one, and I have known about this since the 6th. So the 6th of this month, right after that, I noticed that I had a note on number 1 that it was bad. So I was worried about that because the pistons were not cheap. I do have custom diamond pistons, also done through L&M race engines. So I definitely didn't want to have to just replace, a bunch of stuff. Let's see here. If you go down to this, whatever that stands for. I don't even know some of this stuff, so y'all are going to have to blare with me. Okay, so I guess it's torque plate, diamond stone, hone. So that was also done today. Ordering new piston and getting them all coated. Touch honed to clean up cylinders. So I actually spoke with them yesterday afternoon. They called me and informed me that they are going to have to hone that cylinder. So there was one cylinder I know they had to hone. I don't know if they did them all. I just know over the phone they told me that we do have to do that one. I did just speak to them. We have ordered a new piston to take care of this guy up here, this number 1. Replace it. We are replacing that. That's coming from L&M race engines. So all of this stuff was literally just updated because today is the 20th. That's how fast they are. And I just got off the phone with them maybe 30 minutes ago, probably, about all this. So right here is jet wash the block final, so you could tell that has been completed. They washed that whenever they broke everything down. Polished his cams. So Skinny actually did all the cams and also did them today. So today is the 20th. So all 4 cams are good and reusable per Mark. So Mark has gave the clearance on to Skinny that we can reuse all 4 cams, so we don't have to replace the cams. Here is where looks like Robbie, let's see here, disassemble heads and specs. So they broke down the heads. Let's see what's in here. So on the 20th, which is today, the intake and exhaust valves are on the cart with the second set of heads and retainers. Okay, so that's nothing alarming. On the 17th, customer brought in a second set of heads to check out and see if can be used. So thankfully, shout out to Brendan on that for dropping them heads off for me. And then on the 10th, it says, before disassembly, damaged photos are below. Let's see here. Cam journals are in terrible shape and will need billet caps. All intake valves. Okay, so we already went over this. So that was back on the 10th. So you can see some of this stuff is actually double stacked. Let's see here, let's see if we can scroll down. So I don't see nothing else. Some of this information is actually double stacked in multiple areas. I guess whatever area it pertains to, you know, for different jobs is where they kind of put the information. That way whoever's working on that job will have any information that they need. Let's see here, photos and files, 59. Holy crap. So let's see here, let's go through this. Let's see how this works. Let's click it. Okay, so that's just where we brought the timing chains in. That's where the motor got dropped off. So like I said, I mean, they document everything, which is absolutely amazing. I don't even think I caught any of this on my first build. I don't think I ever remember even seeing the pictures up top, but I mean, it's just, working with TKM is just over the top amazing. I mean, what machine shops do you know that you're gonna get, you know, this kind of service where you can go through here and see everything? So there's, looks like, what is that? That's going to be the passenger side. So this is the one that we did not have issues with. And then there's gonna be the driver's side. So when you see the timing chain is gone. There's, I mean, they take detailed shots showing that there's pieces laying up inside here, inside the heads. I mean, they document everything. So there's no funny business going on. There's another shot, let's see here. So there's a shot of some of the valves, or what are these? Yeah, these are valves. And this right here, I don't know what this is. I haven't spoke to them. When I go pick the motor up, I guess I can. But I actually noticed this whenever we were in the garage. So I had looked down in there one time and actually had seen this before we ever took it to TKM. So to me, it looked like a slight bit of rust, but I'm not an expert and I don't know what any of that is that I'm even looking at. So this looks like another shot of the cams. I'm not really even sure. There is the money shop. I don't know, y'all. I like that. So they want me to get rid of the MMR pieces, but man, do I ever love when all of everything is taken apart on the front of this motor. So this is, I guess, when they first pulled all the coil packs and first breaking it down, every step that they do as they break down, they photograph, so it's documented. This is, looks like when they've got everything removed, taken apart. Another shot of the heads. I guess they have removed something. Oh, the cams, okay. See how little I know? Man, look at that right there. It's completely, they're just broken half, all of them. Besides that little guy, which it's probably broke also. It's probably just hanging in there. It is crazy the amount of damage on it. So here's a shot. I'm sure a lot of y'all know what you're looking at compared to me. The busted timing chain. I mean, the working with TKM is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know, what other shops document stuff to this extent? So some of y'all, I'm sure, will know if anything looks bad in there or not. I mean, everything looks fine to me, but I don't even know what I'm looking at. Looks a little dirty. I know we filled them things full of oil. So I don't know if any of that's good or not. Looks a little yucky. And I did assemble all of this, so like the pickup tube and everything on the bottom of the motor. When I got it back from them the first time, the bottom was completely open. I put a oil pan on it just for transporting it, but then I had to order the actual oil pan we needed in this pickup tube and everything. So I actually had installed all of that originally. So these looks like all the bearings. There's the inside of the sleeve. So I guess that is the one that my piston touched down and scraped the inside of the sleeve in the motor. You can see right here, so this is where your water jackets are from the factory, and normally they're larger like this. So what Kevin actually does with these, all of mine have been beefed up, is he actually welds these shut solid and then drills them back out. So this gives the cylinder wall support. So not only do we got supporting here, but then we're also, the whole entire motor is sleeved on this motor. Here is a shot of our pistons. Now I actually just had to send this shot of this piston right here over to L&M so we can order new ones. They're the part numbers they needed off the bottom of them. They have all my stuff on file, but they needed the part numbers just to verify, I guess. There is the oil pump gears. Pretty cool. And I'm literally, this is the first time I've seen any of this, y'all. So if I pause or anything, I'm just literally kind of taking it in with y'all live right here. So let's see here. I'm guessing this is where the cam goes. Like I said, I'm not an engine builder, so I'm learning all this is new, but I'm pretty sure that I think the cam goes there. That's crazy. And if I'm correct, Mike's not here today to explain a lot of this stuff for me, but I believe there's supposed to be like oil all in here when it's running, and if it had proper oiling, it wouldn't have scarred and messed all of this up like it did, is what I believe. If that is 100% wrong, you can stand to correct me in the comments, or somebody else will explain it to me later. But I think that's what all this kind of crap is from, is not having, you know, the proper oil pressure inside the motor. Yeah, man, this sucks. These pictures are just sucks, man. This is just where they pulled the heads off. And these, so I'm guessing that this is the reason why they said I needed heads, because all of these areas, now that I'm kind of sitting here processing it, I'm guessing it because of this right here is damaged. And so this is what they meant by they needed to put caps in here to repair this, because they could have repaired these heads, you know, for around $1,300, put caps in it, billet caps in it and all that stuff, or replace the heads. And I ended up picking up the used set of heads for $200 per head, so $400 for new heads. And then what we'll do is we'll save these heads, and we can always get the caps done in them, and then pour it and polish and everything later down the road. You know, at least we'll have a set of heads for whenever we need something to spend money on. So the new heads they're doing, there's going to be an O-ring put right here, and we will go over all that when we pick it up. So this is actually going to be O-ringed, making it super easy to do our headers. I do know them are valves. Watch me be wrong, don't somebody correct me. I'm pretty sure them are valves. Yes, actually I'm 99% sure they are. Man, I suck at this motor stuff. Yeah, there's the valves. So this is going to be the other head. Cam specs. Can't be showing you all my cam specs, man. Here is, man, Brandon. That's how did they rip it open, I guess? Or did these heads not make the journey? We put them in trash bags. So these are the used heads that we picked up. They're gonna just go through and photograph everything. I haven't even looked over these heads, honestly, y'all. The wife literally went and picked these heads up. She drove 45 minutes up the road and purchased these heads for me while I was working. And I haven't been able to look at them really, honestly. So that looks like that is going to be all of the pictures. We are all caught up. Y'all now know as much as I know about this Coyote and where we are at on it. So that was a live shot. Apologize for any delays, or if this video is not that interesting. This video is just more for anybody who's actually wondering what's going on. Like, what damage did we do? What did we tear up? What does the inside of the motor look like? All of that stuff. It's not definitely a entertainment video. So I spoke with L&M Race Engines about 30 minutes ago, called them up, said, hey, I need another piston. He looked up, he had all my information. He said, cool, we'll get it ordered. He said they didn't have a single one in stock right now that they could sell me a whole set. I think a whole set was 12 to 16. I can't remember if he said 12 or 13 or if he said 16. Honestly, I can't remember. Whatever it was above 1,000. And I was like, I'm really not trying to do that, because as you can see, I just had to purchase heads, and we've got quite a bit of damage and quite a bit of ways to go. So I said I need to get just one. He said that would be 3 to 4 weeks wait before they can, you know, get that done. But the good news is that one was only $250, so not too big of a sting on that, even though all of these little hits keep on adding up and making the whole situation worse and worse. Besides that, we're gonna keep it moving. So It's not necessarily a bad thing to me that it's going to be 3 or 4 weeks. I'm swamped, as y'all know. I am working my butt off right now at the shop, so I'm working 12-hour days pretty much every single day, trying to take care of some personal debt and also trying to get myself set up for all of this stuff. So I really need to pay off some personal debt that we have accumulated, and that way our entire debt as a business and a couple, me and my wife, is not so high, because combined together we had a good little chunk, and I know the Coyote's about to eat up a lot of money. So I'm just trying to set myself up, working my butt off. I mean, unreal hours, completely just unreal. I was going to maybe do a video on like just what it takes behind the scenes, grinding and putting in hours, and then I just realized that there's just no interesting way to do that at all. That it's just it's not going to be interesting. So I can just tell you that pounding down hours. The Silverado right there, if you've seen the short on that, it's 2014 that I had picked up to flip. I actually dumped it for some fast cash, so I made a little bit of money on that. Not going to disclose what we made on that one, but in case the buyer finds the channel, I don't feel comfortable disclosing that, but I made a little lick on flipping that one. Didn't do nothing to it. It was wrecked. It was really good. I posted it on here to help any of y'all out that needed a truck and might want to try a flip. Only 88,000 miles. That was a deal, and I was asking 10.5 for it, and I actually come down from that 10.5. So there's your update. It's kind of where we're at. We are going to get brake lines done eventually on the car put back together. We're going to do all that and keep coming through it. So that's that. That's the update on the Coyote. That's where it's at. Y'all now officially know as much as I know. When I learn something else, I will let y'all know. If you have any questions, drop them below. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If you haven't already, smash that notification button so as soon as something develops, y'all will be the first to know. Thanks, y'all.